What does it mean to be a man? When was the last time you said, "I feel sad"? Not, "I'm tired," not, "I'm fine," but truly sad. For many men, the answer is never. Because we've been told, toughen up, don't cry, be a man, it's all right. But what if being a man didn't mean hiding everything that hurts? I'm a Chinese male student studying at I used to believe being a man meant being quiet, strong, and in control. The cultural concepts I received since childhood told me, if I shed tears, it means I'm weak and not strong. And if I can hold back my emotions and not express my pain, I am strong, mature, and responsible. I saw my father working through illness without saying a word. I saw boys in school bullied for showing emotion. Although I was confused, it was from that time on that I also learned how to protect myself. Don't talk about pain, don't show fear, don't be soft. Now I am studying gender studies in Malaysia. After I gained an in-depth understanding of my professional knowledge, I opened up a new perspective. It was from this time that I began to question everything in the past. What if being a man is not about strength, but about what we sacrifice to look strong? Sociologist Raewyn Connell calls it hegemonic masculinity. It emphasizes strength, control, and restraint of emotions, while excluding other forms of male expression. Philosopher Judith Butler introduced the concept of gender performance in Gender Trouble 1990. It argues that gender is not who we are, but what we repeatedly do. Through our speech, dress, gestures, and emotions, this performance is not a free choice, but something shaped by social expectations. Those who fail to perform their gender correctly often face exclusion, punishment, or ridicule. It's the reason boys are told not to cry, and men are praised for being silent. This kind of pressure makes men avoid psychotherapy and suppress their emotions. But these pressures don't just stay in, they can destroy lives. In Malaysia, the Vice Prime Minister reported in 2024 that since 2019, more than 3,600 men have died by suicide, compared to only 780 women. That means men are 4.6 times more likely to die by suicide. Men are unable to freely express their emotions and are forced to live in the stereotype of masculinity. It is not merely a regrettable or sad individual phenomenon, but a kind of structural violence that has long oppressed men and is jointly composed of social systems and culture. What if the pressure to be strong is killing us? We need to talk about how this pressure is repeated again and again. On the screen, in the classroom, and on the internet. Stereotypes, expectations, and norms about what should a man be like. Constantly repeated, instilled, and reinforced. It has formed a continuous discipline and cultural reproduction of masculinity. In the movie Barbie, the character, Ken, doesn't know what his identity value is, because he was set as Barbie's appendage from the very beginning. The meaning of his existence is merely Barbie's man, rather than an individual with an independent personality and goals. In the movie Moonlight, the protagonist is a black boy. In order to survive in a social environment full of violence and oppression, he was forced to suppress his inner tenderness, sensitivity, and true emotions in order to barely survive. In many Chinese TV dramas, the so-called perfect man is often portrayed as aloof, unapproachable, successful in his career, and highly restrained in his emotions. On social networks, when men openly express their vulnerability. Especially when they shed tears, although some people praise them for bravely facing true emotions. Many others mock them as too effeminate or not manly enough, and even humiliate their gender. When each of us understands what is a man and how a man should be, we actually carry a kind of social and cultural projection that is, the so-called masculinity filter. This kind of filter is like a pair of contact lenses. It affects the way we view men and also the way men view themselves. We say men should be soft. But do we really mean it? Softness is okay. Only if it's still productive, attractive, controlled. Cry a little but not too much. Show sadness but still succeed. Who decided that softness is gendered at all? Emotional expressions should be human, not gendered. So what if softness is not weakness, but resistance? We keep telling men to open up, but the world punishes them when they do. What if the problem isn't men, but how we define being a man? Being a man shouldn't mean suppressing emotions. It shouldn't mean constant control. Softness is not a flaw in men, it's part of being human. We don't need men to be better. We need the world to stop punishing their softness. Maybe it's time to rebuild. Not fixed masculinity. But wait, what if we've just created a new ideal man? Now you must cry but beautifully. Be soft but still successful. Is this masculinity, or just perfect man 2.0? I want to say that actually the structure hasn't changed. It's just that the rules have been updated. So are we breaking free? Or just wearing a different mask? Where I grew up, my family members would silently protect me. For us, silence is love. I saw fathers who never said "I love you," but work every day to show it. But now I live in a society that encourages emotional expression, and everyone around me is very tolerant and understanding. I don't know which man I'm supposed to be. If I cry, I may seem weak. If I don't, I'm called cold. Maybe the real problem is no version of manhood fits us all. So here's my question. Not what kind of man do I want to be, but who profits from me trying so hard to be one? And what if I didn't have to?